successful is because they didn't have a plan that had enough variations in them. Steve Spurrier, he didn't even know how NFL practices were taking place as far as, I'm going to run 7-on-7, I'm going to call 25 plays. He thought, defense, y'all can run whatever you want. Well, no, coach, you tell the defense what to run because then we can get you in situations. 1st and 10, 2nd and long, 3rd and medium, 3rd and long, those situations. He didn't practice those situations. He didn't realize that. So there's a reason why Nick Saban, why he went back to college football. Steve Spurrier, why they went back. Chip Kelly, why they went back. Because their system didn't have enough depth, wasn't sound enough. Their pass protection. Dude said they got 6 plays in. Well, how many pass protections you got in? Because Kyler dropped back 18 times. He's been sacked 3 times already. And last year at Oklahoma, he dropped back almost 400 times and only got sacked a handful of times. So this kid's going to be running for his life. Oklahoma, we've been saying this. The last 2 years, they were voted best offensive line in college football. That's why Baker won that Heisman, and that's why Kyler followed it up with the Heisman. So for me, I'm concerned about pass protection. The air raid offense has never been able to protect the quarterback. I haven't seen anything. Maybe he's fooling me, but I doubt it. I've been watching this game, play this game for a long time, and it is a problem. It's a system problem. The guys in the league are too fast. The defensive tackles are not fast guys. They trees, mountains, 6'7", 320, and will come get you. Arrive in the morning with a bad disposition. So you have to protect the quarterback. It's the #1 thing to do. And can they put a running game with it to be able to protect them? All these things are on the board for me when I watch them play.
And you bring up a valid concern in terms of the protection in the air raid offense, but you also have to look at the personnel for the Arizona Cardinals on their offensive line. This is an offensive line that allowed Josh Rosen to get sacked 45 times last year. Now, they did try to help the situation. They brought in Marcus Gilbert, former Pittsburgh Steeler. He should be able to hold down one of those tackle spots. But, I mean, overall, that group needs to play with a lot more physicality. But it's hard to do that. It's hard to play fast when your quarterback doesn't understand all the protections and how to direct traffic and put the team in the best situation to be able to execute the play. That was the part of it that was so alarming in seeing that second preseason game against the Raiders. Seeing how Kyler Murray was getting in and out of the huddle, operating the offense, trying to get the cadence down. It didn't seem like it was very organized. It seemed like the game was too fast for him. So that's one of the things that I'll be paying attention to in this 3rd preseason game, the dress rehearsal, if he's able to slow the game down and calm everybody else down and go out there and execute.
I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but he's got a youthful arrogance about him, you know, and he hates being embarrassed. You could see it in his quote and in his demeanor. He feels like he's been embarrassed out there, and he's given explanations. Rather than kind of accepting some of the responsibilities for some of the things you said, he said, we're only running 6 or 7 plays. Like, he's putting excuses out there for why he feels like he's looked so bad. And I think that's all him just trying to cover up, man. This is not me. Everybody, as you guys know, that comes into the NFL has experienced success for most of their athletic career.
They wouldn't be there.
Right. This guy is on a level that not many have had. I mean, he was great in baseball. Obviously, what he did at Oklahoma. We know his high school. I mean, he's legendary in high school. Now he's about to be humbled. I agree with you totally, because they can't protect him. The system, but also they just don't have the personnel. He's going to have a humbling rookie season, and how he adjusts to it is really going to foretell a lot for his career.
In that press conference, he said, we know the regular season is right around the corner. We know what's at stake. When week 1 comes, do you think that Kyler Murray and this offense will be ready?
No, I don't think they'll be ready. I think they're making a huge mistake. When Dennis Green took over the Minnesota Vikings, people were under the understanding that we were going to not show them what we were going to do, because he did a combination. At that time, Joe Gibbs and their offense was one of the hot things, but Dennis had been tutored under Bill Walsh. And he's like, wherever I go, I'm running the West Coast. So he combined 2 systems. Joe Gibbs, what they were doing in Washington with the 3 receivers, with the passing attack of the West Coast, and we blitz people in the preseason. He said, I don't give a GD. I'm getting ready to go after people, and we were much more ready to start the season. I think his first year we went on to win 10 games that year. We shocked people. We broke the NFL record for preseason scoring. People were laughing, but we continued some of that into the regular season. But the players, we had confidence in the system because we had run it in practice and we went in the game and had success. I know they're running their new system in practice. Then they went to the game and don't have success. Professional athletes want to have success. They don't want to look bad. They want affirmation that these sacrifices that I'm making, that they work. These coaches know what they're talking about. So for me, week number 1, there's going to be doubt, not only in their quarterback's mind, but in that front offensive line. Can we really protect this kid? And I believe it will lead to them having a bad record. They face Aaron Donald twice. Pete Carroll, defensive genius with Seattle, twice. They got 5 first-round picks for San Francisco on the defensive front that they got a 5-man rotation. So that's what he's going to be going against. To me, it doesn't look promising, and I believe that getting off to this start, not showing people what you could do and putting confidence in the personnel, I believe will be a detriment to the season, Canty.
Yeah, Tom Coughlin used to always say confidence comes from demonstrated performance. It's hard to have confidence after the first couple of preseason games that we've seen from the Arizona Cardinals. So whether you're showing your offense or not in the preseason, you got to do some things to allow your players to have success on the field against somebody in a different jersey. And that's something that Kliff Kingsbury hasn't done yet. CB, you talked about Kyler Murray making the excuses and talking about, yeah, we're not running our offense, we're not showing what we can do, but we know what we can do. The problem that I have with that is the head coach came out before any preseason games were played and said, yeah, we're not going to show anything, we're not going to take too much from the preseason results in terms of the games that they're going to play. To me, that's a misstep by Kliff Kingsbury. But again, we're talking about somebody where the jury is still out on whether or not they can be a head coach in this league.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.